Yes. No.
I've just been told I'm no longer needed for rehearsal, and as we have stand-ins for tonight's guests, they've just pointed out who my stand-in is over there.
What's going on? Rove stand-in for the day?
Yeah. The most attractive man in the world! Well cast, everybody. Well cast.
Good to see John Mayer getting some work. It's great. Welcome back. We're here with Anna Faris, Daniel Macpherson and Kevin Smith, who you've started already today. You start every morning doing a podcast with your wife. You must be a busy man.
Yeah. Podcast with my wife. That's how I start my days. Other guys start their day doing other things with their wives.
That's not a euphemism.
Nah, me, it's not a euphemism. It literally is a podcast. It's not like we do the podcast every day. I've been doing a lot of podcasts. We got a podcast network called smodcast.com. And I'd been doing so many, I was doing like almost one a day. Finally, somebody was like, that's like radio. And I was like, oh yeah, let's try it. Let's do radio. And I thought about maybe getting a radio job, but I was like, why work for somebody else, man? We're in the age of the internet where essentially you can get yourself a streaming radio station right from your house. You can wear your PJs, you can sit around, smoke weed while you do the radio, and you can pick your own co-host. You don't have to go like, hey man, will you hire my wife as well? Boom, I just sit down and start talking to her. So I talked to her for like 2 hours in the morning, and then I talked to Jason Mewes, the guy who played Jay to My Silent Bob, for 2 hours after that. So about 4 hours in the morning, and it's fun. It's like talking to my real wife and my first wife.
So what's more important to you, a morning coffee or a morning bong?
I'm a total wake and baker, man. And very much. I realized at age 38 that I wanted to become a stoner for the rest of my life. I was like, look, one day my father died, and I was like, one day I'm going to die too. I might as well enjoy it until then. So I'd been working for years, built a little empire with all the movies and stuff, and I said, all right, I'm responsible enough to make the decision to just smoke it all away. But I said to myself, as soon as you start smoking, you're going to get a bunch of people who are like, hey man, you're a lazy, fat piece of shit, blah, blah. I was getting that before. But I didn't want to give them anywhere to attack me, so I said, okay, I can smoke weed as long as the moment I start, I do something productive with it. So if you look at me from, like, say, 2008 till now, you watch my productivity go through the roof. That's because I smoke so much fucking weed every day. I get up and I have to.
Are you stoned now?
No, I can't because I have to drive to come here. And also, like, I could be sharp. You wouldn't even know it if I was stoned. But, I didn't want to come here and be disrespectful and be like, this is pretty.
Anna, you've acted stoned because you've won a Stony Award for performing like you were high in a movie.
The only award I've ever won. I'm incredibly
so
proud
how do you
of.
act stoned?
It was tough, but I think that I won this Stony Award, which is from High Times magazine, which is like a big
Bible.
Bong.
So the award is
cool.
a bong.
The award
I've
is a
seen
bong,
it.
and
It's a bong.
It's
You
on
can
a mantle.
use or a trophy bong?
You can
So
use
hang on.
So you can smoke your award.
So it's just a bong, really?
I put it on my mantle, and my parents come over, and they're like, "Oh, honey, we're so proud of you."
Well, I guess one of the reasons I bring this up is because in LA, there's a real pot smoking culture. For those who don't know, it's essentially legalized for medicinal reasons.
Yeah.
So if you can't sleep, if you have any sort of joint pains or something, you can get a card.
Anxiety, if you suffer from being Kevin Smith.
I was in Venice Beach, where most of these dispensaries are based, and there was a sign out the front of one of them that said, if you suffer from any of the following, and it had, insomnia, joint pain, lack of appetite, like 24 things, and then at the bottom it said, or anything else, come on in.
The one thing I'll say about down in Venice Beach, when they say, hey man, we can write your doctor's reco, they can write your reco that gets you into a weed shop where you can buy some weed, but if a cop busts you, that ain't gonna hold. You'll probably go to jail. I know this because a friend told me.
But it's so different to home.
Have you noticed it here? Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I was never a big pot smoker. In fact, I wasn't a pot smoker at all. You can tell. But yeah, it's so different. Because parties or barbecues or meetings or whatever.
Yeah. Where are you going for your meeting at the moment?
Venice. It's sick.
I've noticed that. I've been to, like, if you go to a barbecue here, it's like if you were in Australia, if there's people that are smoking it, they do it on the quiet, and it's like it's in a back room.
Yeah.
Here, it gets passed around like dip.
Yeah. Tahini? No. Pot? Yeah.
Is it have you ever worked under the influence, whether it be stoned or drunk or anything like that?
Me?
Yeah, I don't know why I'm looking at you, but anybody.
I worked with an actor who turned up stoned every day, actually, which was, again, there was just something slightly...
You've never worked with me before.
See, she doesn't even remember. But yeah, okay, yeah.
What are you running for office? Just fucking say it.
Yeah,
But for you, Kevin, is it then something that you can you perform without it? Is it almost a crutch for you?
It's not performance enhancing at all. In fact, what it makes you want to do, like most people will tell you, is just kind of relax and whatnot.
Because I would think if you get paranoia, which can be one of the side effects, especially if you take it all the time, things like bad reviews would just be a terrible thing to have.
No, I've been used to bad reviews since like 1995. I made this movie called Mallrats, which a lot of people liked, but critics didn't. It came out and critics shit right in its mouth. So that was the second movie I ever did, and I wasn't smoking weed back then, so I was tempered in raw reviews. And, I wish I'd been stoned reading the reviews on Mallrats, because I would have been like, fuck this guy, But instead, I'd read it and be like, oh, my God, and grab a gun and hold it to my head, So it's much easier, I think.
For the record, I own 2 copies of Mallrats.
Right on.
Yeah, sick. I grew up on it.
It's out there.
I grew up on it.
It's out there. All right, well, coming up, we'll show you the best of American cuisine, so get hungry. We're going to go there. Hold tight.
What have I become? I hate myself.